A warning to our Indigenous viewers, the following story contains the image and name of a First Nations person who has died. As the Central Coast community came together at Terrigal Beach to remember Audrey Griffin, who was allegedly murdered while walking home from a night out with friends, her accused killer was found unresponsive in a Sydney jail cell. For more, we're joined by Sarah Foster in Gosford. Sarah, how was Audrey remembered at the vigil last night?
Well, Meredith, Audrey was remembered as someone who was full of light, full of joy and full of promise by more than 1,000 people who gathered on Terrigal Beach for that vigil yesterday afternoon as the sun came down. It was incredibly moving. The mourners there were a mix of young and old, of women and of men. And while there were only a few words spoken by Kathleen Kirby, Audrey's mother, who expressed her overwhelm at the community support and the immense loss that she's feeling in her life. Everything else was all about the togetherness of the community and the expression of grief and sadness that a young life, the life of a very well-respected community member in Audrey, was taken too soon. It was a very emotional evening. There were flowers released into the ocean, hands were held and friends and family embraced to pay their respects.
And what is known about the death of her accused killer?
Well, Meredith, as the vigil was getting underway at Terrigal, there was an investigation beginning in Silverwater Correctional Centre in Sydney because the accused killer, Adrian Torres, 53-year-old man, was found unresponsive in his jail cell. Now, he was in custody only for a few days after being arrested and charged on Monday with the murder of Audrey Griffin. His matter was mentioned briefly in a Sydney court on Tuesday, where he didn't make an appearance. He stayed in the cells, and it was due to return to court next month. However, that will no longer be happening. The corrective services say there are no suspicious circumstances surrounding the death of Adrian Torres, but a coronial inquest will still be conducted.